The Piloswine. Now, considering my opponent has Swampert and Piloswine, and I don't carry a Grass move onto the
6.5 hours later.
What is going on, everybody? WeedleTwineedle here, and we are backing in with another Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle, and this one's going to be against Dre, a person I battle off my Discord server. So if you guys are interested in a Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle and trade Discord chat, we're in a place to hang out and find Wi-Fi battles and talk about Pokemon, definitely check out my Discord server. A link will be in the description. Now, me and Dre are having an overused battle today because, like I said, I'm trying to be more like Shofu now because I am truly a Shofu wannabe, as I'm packing a pretty fun mixed tier team because this is actually a mixed tier battle, but low-key it's just OU. But yeah, I'm using Kecleon for fun, and I'm using Magearna because I need to check Tapu Balanced in Greninja. You guys should understand. As my opponent's packing a pretty fun team, we're both running Infernape as well. He has a Piloswine on there, which is pretty cool, and the rest of it looks pretty standard. Klefki I haven't really seen in a while, but Klefki is still annoying. Like, it doesn't matter if it's underused or not, it's still really freaking annoying. So, turn 1, I gotta lead off with my Xurkitree. It's the Ultra Beast that recently just dropped down to underused alongside Buzzwole. I'm sure both of them will get banned. I'd be surprised if one of them stays though. I'd probably be Xurkitree instead of Buzzwole because Buzzwole's actually ridiculous, but so is Xurkitree, so we'll have to see. I'm going to switch into my Espeon here, just anticipating Stealth Rocks, but I kind of regretted my play as soon as I clicked it, but he ended up clicking Stealth Rocks, so I'm like, alright, well, you know what? I totally planned for that to happen. My opponent's like, should have just clicked EQ, and I'm like, yeah, you're probably right, but it's okay. It's okay. It was turn 1, so it's like, over-predicting turn 1's always risky, so I understand completely, which is why I felt semi-comfortable with that play. But now my opponent's gonna click Earthquake. It's an easy 2-hit KO on my Espeon, and I'm in the range, or I'm outside the range of Ice Shard, so I know I can take another one, but Psychic's not a 2-hit KO, and I want to preserve my Espeon for the Klefki, because Klefki can set up a bunch of annoying hazards and Thunder Wave and stuff, so Prankster is an obnoxious ability. Yes, I don't think I carry Dark types on this team. Actually, I do carry Mega Gyarados. I forgot about that. But yeah, my opponent's gonna bring in the Klefki. I could have probably set up on this Klefki because I am Mega Gyarados, spoilers, but with the name Shrimp Lord, I would hope you guys would anticipate the Mega Gyarados. But yeah, Waterfall's actually not going to do anything to the Klefki, unfortunately. But I'm going to switch out here because I don't want to stay in onto the Klefki, as I don't want to risk Thunder Wave. I mean, this is before I realized that Prankster does not work on Dark types in the battle. So if I Mega Evolve and just click Earthquake on the Klefki, he would be in a pretty bad position, but I didn't think all the way through, but it's okay. Getting Intimidate, or having Intimidate as well, is just pretty useful overall. So not Mega Evolving is probably my best play overall anyway. But I'm going to go for Hidden Power Fire into the Klefki with my Espeon, as it doesn't do any damage, because he ends up being a dual screen Klefki, which is pretty annoying, but not much I can do about that. As now I'm just going to bring in the Xurkitree here, expecting foul play, or I wasn't expecting foul play, I was expecting any move or any offensive move to knock out my Espeon. So bring in Xurkitree on the foul play, and since I saw foul play, I'm thinking he has swagger, because I'm having some like PTSD from early XY days, so I'm going to bring in my Espeon expecting swagger. If I sack off my Espeon to the Klefki, so be it. My opponent actually switches out as well and ends up bringing in the Pelipper. I can understand that play. Oh, actually, no I can't. He just brought in the Pelipper just to set up the rain for his Swampert, which I can understand, but I just didn't think he would bring in Pelipper directly in on a Xurkitree. But he said it was just to get up the rain for Swampert, which I can understand, but it's just kind of weird. But I'm going to go for the Psychic, as now the Pelipper's going to go for Tailwind, and now the Pelipper's actually going to be able to outspeed me, which is pretty unfortunate. I was hoping with Scarf, Espeon should be able to outspeed, even at +2 speed, but I guess Espeon's not a speed demon, unfortunately. But now I'm just going to bring in my Kecleon here. My Kecleon, which you guys should know, is the Unprotected Focus Punch Kecleon set, the Dream set, the Meme set, and Fake Out is not going to do too much damage to the Pelipper. But I do have priority. It's all priority moves and Focus Punch because you force so many switches with the all priority set, so I figured Focus Punch is a decent move. Unfortunately, I'm unable to use it in this battle, but it is quite alright. We're able to knock out the Pelipper with Shadow Sneak, as now my Kecleon is going to get hit by Life Orb, and the Reflect and Tailwind does go away, which is pretty good for my Kecleon. And now the Swampert's going to come flying, and the Swampert is pretty annoying. I don't want to be knocked out, but at the same time, I don't have a switch into the Swampert, but I mean, it's okay. I do have Infernape, though, and since the Stealth Rocks aren't up, I can still use the Infernape to my advantage. So Mega Swampert's going to Mega Evolve, and I'm just going to go for the Sucker Punch because I wanted to save my Kecleon for priority later on, but I don't have a switch in, and I figure Kecleon's pretty expendable. Even though I want to keep it, it's like I have to lose something here, and I should have probably sacked Xurkitree. Is Xurkitree still alive? Yeah, I should have definitely sacked Xurkitree, because having Swampert and Piloswine is not the best matchup for Xurkitree at all. But now I'm just going to bring in my Gyarados here, because I can just get the Intimidate. And Swampert, I do resist both of his stabs when I'm not in Mega Form, and I can always turn to Mega Form to counter the Stone Edge or whatever move he has to hit me, like Ice Punch. So I'm going to Mega Evolve now. He could potentially carry Superpower or Hammer Arm, so it could have been a misplay. But I'm going to go for the Mega Evolution here, as he's unlikely to go for Hammer Arm, even though with the name Shrimp Lord, it gives it away. I'm going to get the Mold Breaker, as now the Swampert's just going to go for Stone Edge, so thankfully I did Mega Evolve at the right time. Though, since the editing Intimidate, I don't think I would have been knocked out even if I stayed at neutral or stayed in normal form. But I'm going to go for Waterfall here, and with the rain, I easily take advantage of. I'm able to knock out Swampert, even though it's really thick and fat, but, you know, we're able to knock him out. As now in comes the Klefki, and I do carry Prankster, or, I mean, I am a Dark type, so I know I can tank Thunder Wave. I know now. I don't know if I knew about that in the battle. I just kind of had that slip my mind probably. But I still just go for the Waterfall because rain's up, so I may as well. And outspeeding stuff isn't my biggest priority. Knocking out this Klefki is definitely a bigger priority. So down goes the Klefki, and the rain finally fades. As now my opponent is going to bring in the Kyurem Black. And I just don't want to stay in because Fusion Bolt is going to destroy me. I feel like I could potentially live it because Mega Gyarados is actually just pretty nice defenses, like most Mega Pokemon do, but I don't want to stay in as Mega Gyarados is a pretty big threat to my opponent's team. So I'm going to actually switch out and bring in my Circuitry here as Death Fodder pretty much, and expecting the Fusion Bolt, as my opponent does go for Fusion Bolt. Pretty obvious plan in my opinion, as I should be able to hit the Fusion Bolt with my Circuitry rather nicely. As I am able to. Circuitry doesn't have the best defenses, but it being an Ultra Beast, obviously all legendary Pokemon have semi-decent defenses, so I'm going to go for my Z move here. I'm actually Z Electric Terrain, but since he has a Kyurem Blackout on the field, I can't really afford to use it, so I'm just going to go for the Electric Z move instead. The Gigavolt Havoc. So coming off Circuitry's Monstrous Special Attack stat, I know it's going to chunk even something as bulky as Kyurem Black, so I'm going to go for Wow. I tried to pronounce that and absolutely failed. Gigavolt Havoc just shoots some electricity right in the face of the Kyurem Black. And the damage is actually okay. Like, it almost knocks him out. Like, that's pretty respectable. If I had a Tail Glow or any sort of boost, that would have been enough. But now my opponent's going to go for his own Z move, so it's just the legendaries just launching Z moves at each other. So, Kyurem Black's cloaked in the Z Aura, and now the Kyurem is just going to go for the Sub-Zero Slammer. Sub-Zero Slammer that like button. But, like, yeah, Sub-Zero Slammer, he told me it's with Free Shock, which is pretty cool. I'm glad that you can use Z moves with, like, charge up moves like Sky Attack and stuff, and Solar Beam, as it makes them pretty good. I used to use, Power Herb with the Free Shock with Kyurem Black back at ORS, but I don't think I have the Kyurem because you can't transfer Kyurem Black, and I'm too lazy to unfuse them, so I just don't have that set anymore, unfortunately. But now I'm going to bring in my Bananas here, my legit Shiny Infernape, 100% legitimate. And now, Kyurem's going to skillfully dodge the Fire Blast, unfortunately, as I wanted to keep my Focus Sash intact, but not much I can do about that, as we're going to get the Focus Sash here, as I'm actually a Focus Sash lead Infernape with Stealth Rock. So you guys, I think I used this a couple months ago, and I like using it a lot in overuse because a lot of stuff just tries to one-shot Infernape, and you can just easily take advantage of that if you're unaware of your moveset. So Fire Blast going to knock out the Kyurem Black, as now my opponent's going to bring in I Can't See the Piloswine, and the Ice Shard was fairly obvious here, but I was like, I should just sack off Infernape anyway. If I had Focus Sash still, I could definitely counter the Earthquake if he decided to bring it out. If I wasn't at 1 HP, but it's okay, it's not a big deal. I'm just going to bring in the Fair and Balanced Magearna. I was saving it for a late game because I know how broken this Pokemon is, and it could just win games on its own, so I'm just going to go for Flash Cannon here. And it should be able to outspeed and knock out the Piloswine. Not even max speed either. I think Magearna is pretty slow, but this Piloswine must be really slow as well. As now I'm going to get a Slow Heart Boost, which is pretty much just Special Moxie essentially. As now my opponent's going to bring in Mr. Nape, the Infernape, and I know Magearna's really thick. Like, this thing's defenses are ridiculous. If it's special Infernape, it's pretty much I face tank it. But it ends up being physical Infernape. I'm gonna go for the Blaze Kick. He has Blaze Kick instead of Flare Blitz, which kind of bites him in the ass here because if he had Flare Blitz, I think he would have won the game because he would have knocked me out, and then my last was Mega Gyarados, which can't take a close combat. So, yeah, if my opponent did have Flare Blitz, he would have won the game there. Blaze Kick, he said he doesn't like to recoil with Flare Blitz plus Life Orb, which I can understand, but in that instance, if he had Flare Blitz, he would have won the game. So I bet he kind of regretted it there. But we're able to win the battle with a pretty close victory, 2-0. And if, obviously, if Infernape didn't, miss Fire Blast, it would have been a little less close, but it was still a really fun battle, and I hope you guys did enjoy that Wi-Fi battle. If you guys enjoyed the battle and want to support my YouTube channel, please be sure to hit the like button, as it means the world to me, and your guys' support has been outstanding lately, and I love reading your comments. And the question of the day is going to be, which Pokemon do you hate so much that you wish would just be removed from the game? Now, Tapu Lele. I just think that, Tapu Lele is, a little bit broken. I think it's really well designed and I just love it, but it's just a little bit a little bit on the broken side. Maybe not to a few people. I know there's counters to it, but the fact that you need to bring such like Assault Vest Magearna and like freaking like Assault Vest Tangrowth. No, Assault Vest Tangrowth isn't even a counter, but you need some pretty bulky Pokemon like Celesteela and stuff to take care of Tapu Lele. And overall, I think they should have definitely kept that in mind if they're keeping this Pokemon like allowed in VGC and stuff like that. But that's just my personal opinion. If you guys disagree, let me know in the comments which Pokemon you think they should remove from the game. Over just, it could be your personal opinion, or it could be like, oh shit, this thing is too broken for me. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll check you guys in my next video. Alright, peace.